What's up? What's up?
What's happening?
Yeah, y'all thought we were dead. Y'all thought we were dead. We are not. We are back. We just been busy. We have to earn a living.
Like my dad used to say, I'm back.
It's been a couple weeks. Been more than a couple weeks. They actually been looking for you on the milk carton. Cousin Daryl, get we had a cousin Daryl spotting, but not Uncle Tyra, not Uncle T, man. Uncle T.
And Uncle T was gone, man.
He was gone. In
Gone,
dissertation land, man. Dissertation land.
Yep.
They've been putting them through it, boy. They had to make it, boy. You could tell some stories, man. You could tell some stories.
Some stories, bro.
Got some specs on. Look at you, man. You getting distinguished.
Coming correct, man. You know, got to be able to see some things. You know,
I'm seeing you. I'm seeing Joe. Joe got the specs now. Can't see anything.
Oh no.
Joe got the specs on. Hey, Joe got, not only does Joe have the specs on, his back is hurting, his knee is hurting. I'm like, oh, I cracked him up because I told him, I said, oh, you ahead of schedule, dude. You ahead of schedule. You still on the young side, man. You're still on the young side.
Right.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Local Musicians.
XP.
Oh, that was late. Oh, you was late, man. You dragged
late. It was calm and collected. I said,
it was
XP,
you dragging.
Baby.
It was dragging.
Not dragging, bruh.
Listen, we are back. We are happy to be back with you guys. We have missed doing the show, but as we say around here, you have to pay the bills somehow. So we have been and will continue to be paying the bills through the next 2 months, man. But I think Tuesdays are actually looking pretty good for surprisingly up till maybe like mid-December, mid to like that late Christmas week. I think I'm good. So I'll be piecing together. How are you looking? I don't know. You'll be finished with your stuff. So
yeah, I thought you were on your world tour, but you got the
well, we will be, but that doesn't start until like that, that midweek of December thing. So
right.
It's just straight from there. So there's a couple of Tuesdays, and I don't even know what Christmas falls on what this year. I didn't even look.
I didn't either.
Let's see.
Well, we got our first Christmas gig this Sunday. That's always the first one.
This Sunday, the first Christmas gig, man.
Right.
That's before Thanksgiving. So
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, luckily I'm cool all the way up. We hit like we got some kind of pieced around, but those Tuesdays are good all the way through the the 23rd obviously is a no-go, but we'll be here. I got some other cats, George Flutus. We're gonna do some drum stuff. We got drum talk coming, man. So we don't need no keyboard players, man.
I don't need it. Hey, I'm part of the percussion ensemble, bro.
You are. I'll give you that.
Hammer hits a string, bro. That's percussion.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, if you guys haven't subscribed to our show, please do so. You can sign up for free. Hit the subscribe button right there. It's on YouTube, man. Subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, and so you can see what we're up to. We're going to get through we got a couple more hurdles to get over here on a couple things, but got some new stuff planned for the new year. So look out for that when we hit January. We got plenty of new stuff for you guys. So thank you for supporting us. And we really appreciate all the positive energy. We've had people ask, man, are you guys going to be on this week? Are you guys going to be on? So I like to hear that, that's important.
Good stuff.
So let's see here. So there is a couple of new things going on, as our trusty manager has just texted me about a vertical setting. So there is a vertical setting. There is two settings now There is a wide setting for you to, for your television or for your tablet or however you want to see it, but there's also a vertical setting for phone. So some people might be on their phone, man, so they might see us vertical, man. So you got the StreamYard coming with the new gadgets, man. It took me 5 minutes to figure out what the intro video for the show was. I was sitting there like trying to find it. They got all this new stuff going on.
Man,
So
when I signed in, man, they put me through the whole menu joint,
so
like, bro.
So yeah, so there is two visual settings as we are here for your audio and visual pleasure. So you forgot.
I thought you forgot about it, bro.
No. I was setting it up. So
I got you.
Yeah.
For your vertical and horizontal.
Vertical and horizontal. Yes. All right. So that is the deal. So this was a comment from our young audience member, one of the youngins, John Lamatina, one of the youngins, says Joe has old man elements in the premature state. This is true. I'll let him know you said that too. Yeah. Because he does. So look, let's get some housekeeping out of the way, man. We got some shows coming up. We got some events coming up. The first one, I have a new project that has been in the works for some time, and we are going to unleash we did a trial. Would you call that a trial run?
Trial run, yeah.
It was a trial run. I thought it was successful.
A maiden voyage.
But coming up in 2 weeks, or 1 week actually, next Monday, I believe, Spirit of the Blues. This is something that is I've been putting a lot of time and a lot of effort in behind the scenes. I haven't unleashed everything. I got a nice Facebook page coming. I was gonna do a sneak peek at that. I still may, but I've been putting together some nice visual stuff for the page, and the Spirit of the Blues. So it's not strictly blues, but it's going to be definitely things that have been influenced by the blues, which is almost everything. So but we will be doing part performance and part kind of masterclass educational stuff. We are teaming up with our good friend Rabbi Brian Glussman from the JCC is going to be the guest speaker, but we will be at Moondog Pub and Grub next Monday, the 24th. And with me is some of my friends, man. I got this cat, Tyrone Jackson, who's going to be on the Hammond organ, the Viscount organ. Yes. I have this singer from St. Louis. What's her? I forget her name, man.
KH.
KH. That's her initials.
Yeah.
One and only Carla Harris has been so kind to lend her talents. She's going to be singing, and then we got the USC alum. I love USC alum band. Mike Beccarella is on guitar. So you believe? You see this, man? I don't want anyone to ever tell me that I don't have a good soul. I let a USC guy in the band, dude. He's in the band. So come check us out.
LSU standards, bro.
Hey, man. Hey, I mean, would you let let's see, would you let a Alabama alum in your band?
No, I couldn't do that.
Who's LSU's biggest rival?
Well, I mean, the longest one is probably Tulane, but they've never been a big rival.
Come on.
But they've been in the mix. It's probably Alabama. Yeah, probably right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if
Alabama. Arkansas, you go. For
I think.
Arkansas
there you go. That's better. That's better. That's a little better.
Because they have the trophy, the boot. You get the boot trophy.
That's supposed to. Yeah. So but it's anyway. But yeah. So I lost my train. What was? Oh yeah. So the Spirit of the Blues. So come check us out, Moondog Pub and Grub, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. Sometime you'll see 6:30 also, so you can get there, eat early. And we're very much looking forward to that. So we're going to be talking a little bit and playing a lot. How's that? Sound good?
Nice,
All right.
nice,
Cool.
nice.
All right. Okay. So Brian says Ole Miss is the LSU, right? I don't know about that one because Ole Miss and Mississippi State are rivals. So I don't think Ole Miss.
Louisiana
I don't
and
think.
Mississippi is like Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah, that. I don't see that one. Try again. You Louisiana guys are way behind. Way behind. All right. All right. Next order. How do you not know? You're supposed to be, man. See, this
I'm
don't
like,
get me.
you're
Now
not
you're
from
triggered.
Louisiana. Mississippi runs deep, bro, against Louisiana.
It does, but what I'm saying is Mississippi and Mississippi State, that's a rivalry. Okay. Oklahoma and Texas. That's a rivalry.
Atlanta and San Francisco 49ers didn't have a rivalry, and the Saints and Atlanta didn't have a rivalry.
The Saints and Atlanta, I would say that's a rivalry. I would say San Francisco.
You have more than one rival. You get more than one rival.
I mean, I guess, but not really.
Okay, so y'all have USC and
we'll come back into that. Let's get some other stuff. We got this other cat that is defending his dissertation. I believe we have some other information on that. Did Brian get that memo?
It is open to the public, by the way, too. I didn't put that on my page, but it is. If you want to come out, check it out, ask some questions.
So, can you explain to the people what exactly you're going to be doing?
So I'm going to do a PowerPoint demonstration of my whole study. It will include the introduction, the methodology, a lit review, and then it'll be a concise talk about chapter 4, which is the actual study, and chapter 5 is like your findings or your discussion. And so it's a half an hour presentation. Then it opens up for questions from the audience and my committee. Then they deliberate for like 10 or 15 minutes or more. And when they come back, they'll either confirm me as doctor or something else or not. So
wow.
We will find out that minute if I'm going to be a Dr. Tyrone Jackson or not.
They can really say nada.
Yes.
Man,
but I think at this point, I'd have to really have an epic fail to not get it. But it'd have to be epic.
Is there any stories that you know of cats that were denied?
No, but I remember Dr. Vernick telling me when he was going to get his do his dissertation defended, he got asked this really hard question that he didn't have the answer to. And this lady on his committee had a support dog or something, or maybe she was blind. It was a CNI dog, and the dog must have ate something and just threw up inside of his dissertation. And so when the dog threw up at that very moment, they just canceled the whole thing and said, you made it. Like that, because they had to clean up the vomit and stuff. But he was saved by the dog's vomit, bro. That's what he was saved by.
Wow. Okay.
But he said he didn't have the answer to the question, so the dog saved him in the nick of time. So,
wow, that's crazy. Well, let's hope you don't need a dog to vomit during
man, it's not gonna save me. Not with my advisors. It's not gonna save me, bro.
All right. So let's put that up one more time. If you want to attend this, 12:30, December 8th, Georgia State University, Hass Howell Building, room 625. Yeah. So
see you guys there.
Yeah, man. So we will for sure be man, they're on you guys tonight. Lamatina is coming with the fire, man.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, where you guys in the college football? Were y'all in the college football playoff rankings, man? Do you know?
LSU? Come on, man.
Yeah. It's like
We'll be lucky to have a
40,
playoff against Bucky's, bro.
40, 42, 40. Y'all in the 40s.
Bro, we playing the Bucky Bowl, bro. We going play for some what's the Bucky chips that you get, whatever.
The Bucky's. You're not even getting the Bucky's. That's probably a good bowl, man.
Bowl is the Bucky's bowl.
I'll tell you where you all are, and you at the bank getting that money for Brian Kelly. That's where you guys are.
We got to pay that cat off, man. Get him out of here.
But man, let's catch some. So we've been we've had gigs, we've had rehearsals, we've had a lot of stuff going on, but just your schedule, especially during like later in the year, can always get a little bit crazy as a working musician, because you get a lot of holiday parties, private parties, etc., plus concerts and stuff that you're already kind of doing. So do you find this a stressful time, man, or do you find this like a time that you look forward to? I've kind of find it a kind of both. It's like, because I know what's coming, but you're excited and you're happy to have especially the blast of work, but also especially if you're leading, because I lead a lot of, right? I have a lot of things of my own that I'm leading in this next few months too, that so it definitely gets a little bit hectic. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I think the beginning one is always the toughest one, because I mean, every year these Christmas songs don't change. Everybody knows them.
Jeez.
So you like, after you do a whole run of them, them backwards and forwards. Then you don't play them for another 11 months, and then next thing you know, they back on you with a fury. You're like, how does the bridge go from Winter Wonderland? How's that different from Sleigh Ride, which sounds eerily similar? And so you have to try to piece those things together. And once you get it down, then it's like, it's just second nature to you. But just getting past that initial couple of gigs and the onslaught of the songs and the traveling to it, then it becomes easier after that. And then you get your last thing, and then you have New Year's, and then you're out for a while, so people don't know how seasonal this joint is. Like when I was in New Orleans, after New Year's, you had Mardi Gras, you had all the balls, the parade season and stuff like that, and all that kind of stuff. So you still had gigs. Man, as soon as I got to Atlanta, it was crickets, bruh. After New Year's, it was like nothing was going on. So
February blues, February blues.
You might get something in March with the wedding season kicking off, but man, after New Year's Eve, man, everybody's recuperating from the spending for Christmas. But it's good, because when you get that paycheck at the end of it, you're like, okay, this is pretty good right here.
And that's like because I haven't done a New Year's Eve thing in a minute, and actually don't want to. You remember that used to be the pinnacle, like, oh man, New Year's gig, but I don't think people celebrate it like that anymore. So
no. Got a question right here from somebody who shall remain nameless, with the initials of Ron Smith. Anyway, what are your favorite Christmas songs to play, man?
Is he trolling us though, or is he really asking this question?
I think Ron really asks.
Ron, all right.
Ron likes to survey,
I think it depends, man, because well, okay, hands down, the stuff from the Charlie Brown Christmas, is my favorite stuff to play. Like I never, some of the other things you can, you get kind of stale, but that stuff I love it. I that never gets old for me for some reason.
Right.
So anything from the Charlie Brown Christmas, especially Skating and Christmas time is here, of course.
Right.
And there's a couple other ones that cats don't play a lot too. Drawing a blank on one that I really like. Christmas is Coming.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
joint.
yeah.
That's the ba ba da ba ba do do da 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 da. It's like a kind of like a boogaloo kind of thing. I really dig
Right,
that one.
right.
Yeah. Of course, Linus and Lucy is great too. Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I think I think of the songs that are not good, but I guess I like Winter Wonderland and the one that everybody calls Chestnuts, but it's not the name of the song, the Christmas song. We gonna play Chestnuts? It's not Chestnuts, people. Christmas song, right? But there's always like when you start playing the songs, you always get the different versions. Like Nat King Cole does Chestnuts a different way than the regular way, so you have to really be up on which version are you doing.
Now, do you remember who wrote Chestnuts?
Mel Torme.
That's right.
Yeah, come on.
In the middle of summer.
That's what you wrote in the middle of summer.
Middle of summer.
You got a good one on there. Well, Mariah Carey has her. I don't.
Oh, you had to do it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And of course, this Christmas you can't.
Oh yeah,
Donny
this
Hathaway.
Christmas. When I can't take the 12 Days of Christmas.
It's so long.
It's long, man. Try to keep up with the numbers going backwards. This is crazy. 5 golden rings.
Man, I bet you that's rough the older you get.
Oh, right, it is. It is rough.
I bet that's rough.
Ask LaMartina. LaMartina been stuck on 7 the whole time.
Shit, we're gonna be asking Joe Granston in a minute.
Joe, yeah. 5 golden rings.
Hey.
5 golden rings.
I'm so glad we don't do that one, dude. Oh, you're right. That one is torture. That's torturous. That's torturous. That's torturous. Right. So, all right, man. We're gonna get to the topic at hand. We're not gonna kill it. We're just gonna kind of brush on it. There's been some prominent folks that have been talking about this, things that we've been talking about for the last I don't know how many years. But of course, when we say stuff, we're the bad guys. And so I have a few points that I'm gonna ask and get your opinion and get the chat's opinion on. But so there was a video that came out, what was it, last week or something, with Robert Glasper, a famous jazz piano player, who was basically calling out nobody in particular, but musicians for overplaying. And do I have to explain what overplaying is, or do we need to
go ahead and explain it?
So, well, I mean, because I think what has happened is because people aren't really making records like they used to. They're not writing songs like they used to. And they're not performing concerts on the regular like they used to. So social media has created this illusion of what makes a great musician, where a great musician used to be measured by a lot of different things. Used to be measured by definitely your skill level, but not necessarily your chop, like how many notes you can play. You know, it was more about connecting with other musicians, playing for the song, playing the music, um, and really how well you performed in a band, really. And how many times were you, man? I can specifically remember like certain groups where we may be auditioning a guy. You know, you might have been in a group for a while or something like that, and you may be looking for a new bass player. And the one thing that would come up, man, if somebody didn't like, is like, man, he played too much.
Right.
That was just like, especially when it comes to like bass players and drummers.
Oh yeah.
Man, he played too much. He's not listening. He's not listening. He's not playing the song. He played too much. So you sort of like fast forward that into more jazz areas where you're allowed to play, right? You're supposed to express yourself, but even then there were cats would call you out, would they not, man? Like you would, like, dude, why are you playing so much? Especially like drummers used to get, I mean, why are you feeling everything? Why are you feeling everything? Play the cymbal, you know. Right. Now, when you're younger, of course, you're trying to play all the stuff that you've been working on, you know. So
let me ask you a question. Is that just the natural order of things, and then because there's no constraints now, people are doing what they can do? Because let's take it back to when we were playing.
I think that's part of it.
Like, didn't we want to chop it up, and then we wanted to do everything, play everything, but there were like constraints, which was a person telling us, hey man, that's not where it's at.
But it depends on what genre you're playing in. If you were playing any kind of pop oriented music, dude, I never took a drums unless there was like a featured drum solo that was in a specific part of the show. Then I took a drum solo, but drum that kind of stuff, man.
But I mean, you were checked though, right? I mean, you did you ever?
I remember I played this gig with this guitar player, man, and I just swore I was killing. I swore I was killing. He pulled me to the side after the first set and he said, "Hey man, he said, you know, I see you've been working on like your chops and things like that, but that's not really for what this gig is." I mean, he's told me point blank. Now, I didn't even realize I was overplaying.
Right.
But of course, now I look back on it, I was way over. I was treating it like a fusion gig.
Right.
Just because it was an instrumental type of gig doesn't mean it's a blowing gig, right? So, but just as you said, and he didn't say it mean, he didn't say it, he didn't, but it was like he had to like pull me out of the headspace that I was in and remind me where I was. That, I think, dude, is what's missing, because no one wants to say anything, because if you say anything, what happens?
You canceled.
So if you can't, you know, no one wants to take that chance anymore. But I'm like this, man. I'm like, the greatest gift that you can give to, especially a younger musician, is like guidance. And if they don't take it, I mean, it's like you said, you don't have to be overbearing about it.
Right.
Like like sometimes the way we used to get talked to.
Oh yeah.
But you still, something has to be said, because otherwise it's like, why does this cat get to I don't want to say, well, for lack of a better word, why does he get to poison, you know, everybody else's food?
So the problem is us, not them.
Well, I think it's a combination of both, but let's discuss this, right? So let's pull up Robert Glasper's video and just hear what what he had to say
Shout
about
out to our
media.
producer Bag Falgu. I don't have
Yes.
to cue this joint up, so there we go.
To all my singers, all my musicians, especially rhythm section musicians. Y'all playing too motherfucking much. It's too much. I'm exhausted. When I go on IG, I'm exhausted. Just watching y'all motherfuckers. It's too much. Everybody's playing too much. They're too choppy. Singers is running too much. Y'all don't even got no original sound. You're just singing, just running. Everybody's running. Everybody's chopping. Listen, everybody has chops. Let's just put that out there. Everybody's fast. What else do you have? What else you got? 'Cause everybody's fast. Who cares after this? At this point, no one gets hired because they're the fastest. You know what I mean? Like, what else you got? You need to have more diversity in your plan. You need to make people feel good. I want to watch something like, yo, that feels great. You know what I mean? Oh, she sings. Oh, that singing great. You're a great singer when you can sing some shit and not have to run and make somebody feel something. That's when you're a great singer. You know, all this choppiness and stuff, it's like a martial art. Have it in the holster. So when you need it, you use it. But it's not for everything. You gotta have more choices. The best, that's what separates the greatest from the not. You know what I mean? It's like choices. Choices is everything, y'all. Please.
All right. All right. We had a little couple of F-bombs in there, but hey, he had to get his point across, man. I think people are just exhausted because every time you turn something on, it's survival of the fittest. It's the musical Olympics. Now, I talked to a younger guy about this. I brought it up, and he said, "Well, I know what you're saying." He said, "But he said he said playing or just playing how you would quote unquote normally play on a gig doesn't go over well on social media." This is his point blank what he said. And I kind of had to respect that. I said that's a good point, because everybody wants to be entertained. So if you don't see something entertaining, dude, I have a reel that reel I made about the splash cymbal. It was a joke. I was just making a joke. It's about 10 seconds long. This thing is going probably towards 100,000 views. It's still, and I'm just like, what are we doing here? But because I'm doing some, I'll pull it up. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's, and every day I'm getting just hits and hits and hits and comments, and I'm just going, really? This is what the other videos that I've slaved over for hours of getting the sound mixing and getting lighting, and I have this great educational content, and I'm talking and breaking something down. Nothing. I bang on a splash cymbal for 3 seconds, and it's just like, man, what does that say though, bro? I mean, honestly, what does that say about? Is it just the nature of social media, or is it saying something? Is it something bigger?
I think it's we are in love with the extreme, the extraordinary.
Sensationalism.
I think we're just not. I mean, you think about it, it's permeated our whole culture. If you see a food on Instagram thing, it's got to be some sweet potato wrapped shrimp casserole, grits fried, sauce on top of something. Why can't it just be regular thing? Well, it's got to be this extravagant stuff. And I think that it doesn't hold our attention. And for you listeners who don't know what runs are when a singer, it's like this melismatic activity where while you're holding a note, you're doing a bunch of notes in between, all this stuff, right? And I think it changes the nature of what singing is supposed to be anyway, which is to convey a story with melody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do all that stuff, it convolutes the story. But we got to think about it from our instruments. One of my pet peeves is bass players that don't play the groove. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
nature of your instrument, the name of your instrument tells you what your job is. Play the bass. I can't take these bass players that play all the chord tones and stuff. I'm like, dude, I got 5 fingers. I got 10 fingers for that. I can play all the chords in the world. Y'all don't like when I play the bass lines. Oh, but I guess now they do. They like for the keyboard player to play the bass lines so they can
That's
play
your
everything.
job, dude. That's your
Right, that's
job.
my job now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's really, really weird because everything society wise is now going to the extreme to be entertained. More sex, more drugs, more this, more flash, more grit, more, sensational. Even the movies, man. Back in the day, you see a fight scene, it'd be just like boom, fighting. Now it's like throw a person over a truck. They survive that. Break out of the truck. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. It's just too over the top. And so when we play music, to your point, your story, I had an opportunity to play with one of the Kool and the Gang bands. You know, Kool and the Gang or War split,
Yeah.
and they formed 2
Yeah.
bands. So I
Yeah.
played with one, and I was playing the song. I can't even remember the song, man. And I played this nice jazz chord. I was digging it, man. I
Right.
think the bass player was digging it too. And the guy, lead singer of the group, said, "Hey, man, I love those chords that you're playing." I said, "Thank you, man." Just had a smile on my face. He says, "But when I wrote the song, these are the chords that I wrote that went made triple platinum or double platinum, whatever it was." And I said, "Yes, sir."
That's right.
He wanted the chords that he won the accolades for. He didn't want all that extra stuff that I
Well,
was doing.
he would. Well, if he wanted that, he would have asked for that.
He would have asked for it, right? And so I think that the checks and balances need to be there. That's gone. And I think the sensationalism is up on and popping. And I think it's going to take the next generation to reject that because it comes in cycles. It's like that. You when you have the very ornate, the very extravagant, all these embellishments, the natural progression is to reject that, and you get Picasso. Picasso had the amorphic lines and all this kind of stuff. But before Picasso and the people of that era, it was super detailed. So it's going to come around. I mean, you think about the classical music, you had Baroque period and it simplified. You think about bebop period. After that, you had hard bop, or cool jazz, which simplified. So it's going to come around again, but we just got to weather the storm. But with AI coming into play, maybe AI is killing the game with the grooves that they bring in. They got a drummer that's in the pocket. They got a bass player that's in the pocket. They
Sure
got a
do.
vocalist. They in the pocket.
I had a friend of mine going berserk over the
Uh-huh.
AI thing, and I mean berserk, man.
Right.
Like a full on rant, and
Right.
I listened to him. It's like, I hear you. You know,
Right.
he's like, well, what do you think? I said, I like a lot of what's going on with AI a lot better than what some of these what these
Right.
other cats are putting out. I mean, I'm just
Right.
being honest.
Gotta be
So,
honest.
but so I was I think this. Let's talk about this because the emotion. I believe this with all my heart, man. There is an emotional disconnect to music. Okay, so let's see. We have a comment or a question.
Yeah. Comment.
Okay, so
I think it's appropriate if you read this. I'm laughing.
all right, I got to blow it up. So as drummers, let's start a trend here in ATL, doing gigs with kick, snare, and hi-hats. Been doing that, Tracy. We've been doing. I was doing that long time. But your point is well taken. Like,
Right.
I remember I was working with a student years ago, man. This cat could not stay off the toms, dude.
They were calling his name, huh? Hit me,
It didn't matter if
Please.
I said, man, okay, let's work on Billie Jean. There's
Right.
not a fill to be heard for
Yeah, the whole
miles
songs,
in
right.
Billie Jean. It does not exist. That cat, man, 4 bars in. I'm like, what? Wait.
It's not even a ride symbol on that song.
Bro. I'm like, dude, this is no feels. So what I did, this is kind of as man, I took all the cat's toms off his drum set, man.
Right.
I was like, I can't take it anymore. So I took all the toms off. I said, this is all you get. Let's go. So, but he was mad, but he understood later what I had. I said, man, sometimes I'll practice like that. Like I'll practice without, because it's too tempting to go up and try to do something than to just stick with, the kick, snare, and the hat thing. So Tracy, your point is definitely I hear where you're coming from on that for sure. But let's talk about I believe, because I don't believe music is emotional for this generation, dude. Do you? Or is that just me?
I think it is emotional for them. I think they are moved by different things. I think they're moved by the chops. They're moved by the heroicism of the music. So I think they are. I think their emotions are in it. I think they're moved by the melismatic vocals that's going on, and that means something to them. And I think it's overstimulation, but it's valid for them. I think it is.
I disagree with that.
You don't think that they're emotionally involved with it?
I think
so. When all these chops going on, they're not. Whoa!
That's not emotional. That's mechanical.
Why is that? Why is that not emotional?
Because that's all it is pattern memorization.
It doesn't.
It's not
matter
emotional.
To them. They don't know.
Emotional is how you connect to a lyric or a song or a phrase.
You're putting a disclaimer there. You're saying lyric.
I'm not putting a disclaimer.
You can react to something else. It doesn't have to be the lyric. See, you're thinking from your point of view where you react to the lyric. For them, I'm
going from what is easier to do is to play a back. Okay, I'm gonna ask you, Mr. PhD. I'm gonna ask you a question. What's easier to play, a ballad or a fast song?
A fast song.
Why?
Because it doesn't require all the concentration.
Because it doesn't require what?
It doesn't require the concentration that you have to for
the concentration. Okay, but also with a ballad, it's really hard to fake a ballad.
Well, okay, so
you have to be what?
All right, but let me qualify that. I am invested in the ballad because I know what a ballad means to me and to others like me.
Okay.
But if a person doesn't care about a ballad, there's no emotional response. They don't need to do it. If they I ask you a question. How do you feel about a polka? Do you like polka music? Does it do anything for you?
I got nothing against polka.
I forgot you're in Chicago. Yeah, I forgot you're from Chicago. All right, let's see. What about Aboriginal Australian didgeridoo?
I love that too. You know me. Yeah, okay, you know me.
An Irish jig. You like an Irish jig? I have no emotion for an Irish jig.
Look, man. Fontaine was talking about his doing a klezmer gig. I was like, put me on it, man.
Well, klezmer
put me on. I want some klezmer.
But my whole point is, you are emotional about what you're emotional about. It's not. It's subjective. So, for this younger generation, for them, they're excited about chops. They're excited for not having to play a groove, not having to be the person hold down a groove. They don't even, drummers now have a click track with the drum beat in it, so they don't have to play the drum beat. So that tells you right there that
they still have to play the drum beat. The click track is you talking about like if they have a sequencer or something?
I'll give you a perfect example, bruh. When we play, we want the groove to be established. They wait for the beat to drop. There's one song where the beat doesn't drop until the very last minute of the song. I'm like, where's the beat? And it finally drops, and I'm like,
what are you talking? Are you talking about like a church thing or something?
no, I'm talking about the actual groove of the song. Like it'll be I'm like, oh, when this drum groove come in, it's gonna be hitting. I'm 3 minutes in. Then all of a sudden, the last minute, I was like, that's it. It finally came in.
So it only comes in for the last 30 seconds.
Last 30 seconds, bro. And they wait for the beat to drop, and I'm like, this is what you like. But it's that's what they value. So,
but because that's all they know.
Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. The generation gap. I'm not going to name who this person is.
Okay.
I wrote an arrangement for this song.
Okay.
It was in a mixed meter. It was in 7 or something like that.
Okay.
This cat goes to play an older cat. And he didn't even know I wrote the arrangement. This cat said, man, why they want to mess up a song and do it in 7, man? Why you can't play it in 4/4 like that, right? And I was like, man, well, maybe they were feeling like that. He's like, ain't nobody feeling this. I was like, dang. But I thought it was cool because I like 7. You like 7 too. But there's some old cats like, I would never play in 7. I don't know why. Look, Wynton Marsalis, his what's the one he got the Pulitzer Prize for that his work for? Blood on the Fields. He asked Jimmy Smith when he was still alive to play on his record. There was an organ piece. It was a blues in B.
Okay.
Jimmy Smith says, why would you play a blues in B? The rumor is, I'm not going to put words in Wynton's mouth, but the rumor, if anybody knows this story, please chime in. The rumor is Wynton said, I don't know if he said this or not, but the rumor is he said, you just mad because you can't play a blues in B.
I've heard that.
Jimmy Smith backed up his stuff and left. And then he got somebody like Lucky Thompson, somebody else, whoever it was, I can't remember, and they played and it was blues in B. But does Jimmy Smith have a valid point? Why would you write a blues in B? It should be in B flat. And why is Wynton writing a blues in B?
Did he ever answer the question as to why he wrote that?
No, I'm not going to ask the question. That's on them to ask the question. I'm not going to ask Wynton that.
But what is that? Okay, so
but it's a generational gap. Do you think that the key of B would stop Jimmy Smith from playing the blues? I mean, do you really think a key like B would mess him up? No.
I mean, that's what he said. Did he ever? You think he had an ulterior? Or I
just think Jimmy Smith didn't want to play in the key of B because he's sacrilegious. It's like, why would you play a blues in B? But that's a generational thing. So we're just like older now, bro. So we're not invested like now. Do we think that the music is better when you have space in it? That's our opinion.
I like music that has melody. I don't think that's too much to ask. Do you?
No, I love.
Okay, but in order to write great melodies,
do you need great melodies for music nowadays?
Ooh, well, that's a show on its own. So I'll take that challenge. Do you like the music that's coming? Do you like this music of what you hear now? You already answered your question.
Like, you try to defend.
You try to defend. You trying to not be old is what you're trying to be, and you old, man. You old. You try to not be old.
Are we talking about my preferences? I'm just saying this generation I'm just saying, you say the emotional disconnect. I disagree with you. I said they are emotionally connected. That's all I said.
Are they really, dude? What are they? I mean,
think they are.
They're emotionally connected as long as it's some anime joint attached to, which I
now
like.
you gonna bring it anime. I was at the outside park 2 days ago. Me and Roberta walking around. They had these groups of kids walking around with their phones, headphones in, just walking, getting all on the bike path where I am. The Pokemon thing is back, where they searching for Pokemon. I'm like, they walking all over the park to capture these digital Pokemon. I can't explain that. I'm like, get over here, exercise like we do it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things, obviously, you're like, okay, that's just this generation, but that's okay. So that's up for debate. I think there's an emotional disconnect. We already brought up social media. So what about this one?
Oh, that's okay.
Dude, I listened to, like I said, I'm not gonna say it's not important who it was, but somebody that I like. I've heard him play in other people's bands. He's, one of the, he's probably in his, I don't know how old the cat is. He's got to be in his 20s or early 30s. Love him I've seen him a few times in another cat's group. So, of course, he got his own records out, man. Let me check out what he's doing. Dude, he had songs where it was literally minutes of droning, like the band just droning, like, at first, because you know how sometimes an album will open up and it's I'm down with that. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, they setting it up, man. They clearing the air. I used to love that. I used to hear that from Airto and all those, man. They come in with the cymbal swells and
you're like, oh, it's about to go down.
Oh, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. They setting you up, right? 1 minute goes by, 2 minutes go by. I'm like, they still do. 3 minutes goes by, dude. The whole tune was just that.
Right.
I was like, wow, they actually had the nerve to call that a song.
Right.
And it was literally just meandering through, like how we, I was like, man, are you, and it's like listed on the record with the name on it. And I'm going, okay, so went to the second tune. Now after that, I'm thinking, okay, they got to punch you in the face with something, right?
Right.
Man, came with something, man. It was so slow, and like I was like, man, what is going on? Right. So then you're just starting to just flip through, right?
Right.
And most of the stuff was like cover tunes without much arrangement to them. And then there was another one that had just, I was like, man, are you serious right now? Like, but I've noticed that, like, and then we were listening to another artist, Michael, God, I can't pronounce his last name, had a cool vibe, but every song, every tune was the exact same formula. There was like no variation in the sound, the tempo. It was like everything was the same. I was like, man,
can I ask you a question though?
Going on? Yes.
So, how long does it take to be a good songwriter and composer?
Oh, it could take a long time. I'm down with that.
Yeah. But you don't have time. Yeah, you don't have time for craftsmanship.
That's a good point. Because
everybody's in a rush to release something.
That's a really, really, somebody else was talking about that. How nobody is, you used to be on a 5-album deal where the artist was get developed.
Right.
And you're right. And now people are in such a hurry to put something out or whatever. So, because somebody was even debating, like, is it a good idea to just release like the single, not necessarily from a from a you know, from a social standpoint, but from a and how are you developing as an artist if you only release one song?
Right. I mean,
How do you even
yeah,
learn how to build a body of you know, a body of 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 art or a work of art if you're only doing one song at a time? I was like,
right.
wow, that's a really interesting
I mean,
that's an interesting point.
I think it mirrors sports. I mean, would Steve Young be able to sit behind Joe Montana in this era? Would
No.
Aaron
Mm-mm.
Rodgers be able to sit and wait his turn behind Brett Favre
Well,
in this
no,
era?
because somebody's going to pay him to come and start for their team, and he may not be ready
Right.
for that.
Which you can
But
see with Sam Darnold right now. Sam Darnold was like it's considered a bust. Then he has that amazing year with Minnesota, and he replicates that with Seattle this year. And you're like, no, it took him that time to develop.
mm-hmm.
And so I'm not saying Sam
Development,
Darnold,
man.
yeah. So
I
to
mean,
be a
that's
songwriter and composer, guess what? You know what the thing you had to do was? You had to ghostwrite. You had to understudy
right.
with somebody before you do that.
Well, the great songwriters of, you know, 67, there were song houses, dude. That was their
Yes.
job.
Yes.
They would go from 9 to 5.
Mhm.
All they're doing is that's what they're doing. They have a piano and they're just writing. And people, I mean,
Right.
those kinds of things, man. And it's not like every song you write is going to be great. It takes a long time to like figure out, just like you're talking about. It's like a development thing. It's not like
Yes.
just a, you know, a quick you know, like microwave, but just like you say, everything is in the, you know, is
Think
in the
about
microwave now.
they used to send people to modeling school to learn how to
Right.
walk and do all this kind of stuff. Now you can get your Instagram page and be a model,
Bro.
walking
That
all.
shit that got Shannon Sharp in a lot of trouble. But anyway.
But I mean, that's people can't wait for anything anymore.
Yeah, there's no, yeah, you're right. That's a great point.
Crafting,
Lack of development.
it takes a while to be a songwriter and composer. You have to really go through the channels. And look, just like you said, just like there were houses for writing, you would come up in bands and they may allow you to write a song for the band. And we'll
Mm-hmm.
tweak it. Art Blakely would do it all the time. Bring your
Mm-hmm.
song in. Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
let's vet it and work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice White would do that for all kind of people in the studio. It's like, hey man, you need to do this. DeBarge talks about how they were working on a song and Quincy Jones was passing through and said, your problem is right here. You got too much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pull this out
Mm-hmm.
and pull a guitar up. There's your track, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
listened.
Mm-hmm.
It's a twofold thing. You give
Right.
the advice, you receive the advice.
Mm-hmm.
But it gotta be vetted by somebody who's been doing it for a long time, and you gotta listen.
Right.
And then it's a craft. It's furniture is not IKEA. You know what I'm saying? I like IKEA, but
Mm-hmm.
when I was working for a moving job, we hated moving particle board stuff because they would
Oh
fall apart on
man,
you.
fall apart.
And
One false move.
it would be like us that we made the thing break. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
the older, heavier stuff, we like, oh man, this is some good quality stuff. It was heavier, it had
Right.
craftsmanship in it, but it was well crafted a lot, lasted a lot longer. Just like the songs of today, the songs of yesteryear are lasting longer. That younger people are consuming older music more than they are newer music.
Right.
First time in history, the past decade.
Yeah, those are all great points. Well, you know, I think collaboration, just like you said, get another opinion, work on stuff, and there's so many. I mean, I could think of, gosh, hundreds of times where it's like, I could have an arrangement or an idea of something, or you've had an arrangement or an idea of something. You say, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
You know, or I say, what do you think of this? You know, well, this section, maybe we should hang on this section. This is killing. You know, I mean, like,
right.
And that's, you know, a lot of the great tunes, man, the great song. It's that same thing. It's like, because especially think about this. Okay. So, I mean, I just recently, since, you know, the passing of D'Angelo, I've been doing a lot of research on, just not necessarily him. I know, cause I know a lot about a lot of that stuff, but what influenced him is more of what I'm interested in. So I was checking out this interview with Raphael Sadiq, who, you know, wrote, you know, a lot of quite a few of those tunes, and the tune "Lady" in particular, which was off of the Brown Sugar record. He talked about that and said he brought that to Tony. They hated it. They were like,
no.
And I mean, there's a lot of
there's
I can tell there's a lot of stories like that, but which is whatever. It's all subjective. But he was like, man, I brought to them. They didn't like it, man. They hated it, you know. And he said, I just brought it to D, and it was like, you know, I said, man, here's an idea. You know, I'm playing guitar and playing bass on it, but and D-Light, he's like, man, I love that, man. That's great. So he was thinking, okay, who are we going to get to play on? D was like, no, I like what you did. Right. Really? So that gave him the confidence of like, whoa, somebody actually liked what I did on this. So
you're right, because what about your boy from Heat Wave?
Oh, that's a classic one with Rock With You. Rock With You. Mm-hmm.
Brought it to them. They said, no, man. And so he brought it to Michael Jackson.
Man, history. I found a funny interview with those guys talking about that. They were like, man, we were so stupid, man. What were we?
Right. But it also got him out the group, because once he started writing for Mike, that was it. He was out of Heat Wave. You know?
Rod Temperton, man.
Right.
Dude, when Quincy Jones, talk about somebody who made Quincy Jones's career. Let's talk about Rod Temperton.
Yes.
Because he had the songs, man.
Yes.
Quincy Jones wouldn't write no songs, bro. He wouldn't write no. No, he wasn't writing any songs. You got to have a songwriter, man. Yeah. And that's what I think a lot of people who have a lot of talent, but they don't understand that process is, look, not everybody's a songwriter.
Everybody's not a lyricist.
Not everybody's a lyricist. But if you find the right people, and then, you know, and that's really what's been interesting about D'Angelo, breaking some of this down in this research that I've been doing is, man, it's a lot of people that's responsible for this cat's career. Like, it's a lot. He had a lot of help, and I'm not taking anything away from his talent
in his artistry,
but without people like Angie Stone, without people like Russell Aviato, without people like Questlove, without people like Pino Palladino, I mean, all of these people were a huge part of what he was able to do. So that's you know, once I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I think I'm going to write something and you know, and just, you know, put it out. But it was a lot of people that were helping this cat, man.
Right.
And I think right now we are in so much of a do-it-yourself age, right? It's and I think that's where why a lot of the quality of certain things just isn't. It's not that people aren't. I think talent is at an all-time high, man. We have immensely talented people who can do some of the freakiest things that you've ever seen, but they don't understand how to get longevity out of what they're doing, or to expand. Like, they have the seed, but man,
I shake my head sometimes. I see some of these very talented, just like you said, man, They're out there, and you look at them, you're like, you just need a little guidance. That's all. Just need a little guidance. And they want
Well,
to do it by themselves, but man, it's you can't do this by yourself. There's other people who have came in and map. There's engineers, bro, that can walk into a building and say, set up a mic right here. They'll clap a couple of times, like set up a mic right here. And they know sonically how to capture that image sonically, you know. But like
mhm,
you said, everything's do it yourself. Everybody's studios in their house now. There's no way you can know sonically what should be happening.
that's right.
Everybody's mixing, everybody's mastering, everybody engineering, everybody's doing their own background vocals. Man, background vocals used to be its own thing. You never did your own back. Patti LaBelle never did her own background vocals.
Mm. Go
Aretha
listen to
Frank.
LaBelle, bro. Go
Oh
listen
yeah,
to LaBelle. The power of LaBelle, dude.
yes,
With Nona Hendrix and Sarah Go listen to the power of LaBelle,
right.
man.
That background vocals are art,
Woo.
man. But not anymore. Everybody does it themselves. Hey, I'm gonna overdub my background vocals.
Well, but see, because there were select cats who could do that.
Right.
Marvin Gaye could do it. Stevie could do it. Prince could
Luther,
do it.
Luther was a great at it, doing it all Aretha Franklin's background.
But where did Luther cut his teeth at? Luther cut his teeth doing background vocals for David Bowie. He was doing background vocals.
Right.
He was scared to do his own record. He didn't even want to do his own record.
Which is crazy.
But I'm just saying, man, like all of these great people, there are very few people, man, who could just do it themselves. And like it's so few and far between. You have to be so touched to be able to do that. Now, just because you have skill on something doesn't mean you know what's best for that particular song. Now, okay, if you write the tune, you can, I guess you have carte blanche of putting whatever you want on it. But the magic happens when you get you get somebody else's brainwaves coming through your thing. You know, that's just something that I wish was more in vogue, especially from younger artists working with older musicians, you know, and just like being that sponge of, you know, it's not like you have to do this forever, but this is going to kind of give you. Earth, Wind, and Fire is a perfect example of Maurice was older than all those cats. He had already been an established session musician in Chicago and had experience in the studio. And he was the one that had the experience. It wasn't like we just get a bunch of kids together and form a band and then, and, you know, aimlessly wander through whatever. It's like there was somebody there that had the experience that could, but he had never led his band. So it was trial and error. You know, Earth, Wind, and Fire was really a jam band. They were just jamming on stuff. Those early just jamming before they became what they became. But it's not just, oh yeah, we're just gonna. I mean, all the great band. I think of like bands like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, who were just this great young testosterone ball of fire, but they needed producers, man. George Clinton produced a record for them. Rick Rubin came in and helped. I mean, you need somebody that can help you figure out what your puzzle is going to become. And I think that's what ultimately, man, when we talk about what's happening right now, I think that's a big part of it, man. I'm glad we had this conversation because I didn't really think about that. You know, got a lot of skill, but
I mean, you think about the composing houses, like you said. Carole King was in the same area as all David Foster, Burt Bacharach, all these cats. Even Stevie Wonder and Carole King was like in the same area. So that kind of stuff being around that, but we're so solitary now, solitary confinement, and our music sounds like that. It reflects that right now. You know, like, hey, you know, my sister had a record. I said, babe, I said, sis, can we have one positive song on this? Everything is just like woe is me kind of stuff. And she wrote like 2 songs that were real nice, positive, and she listened. You know what I'm saying? And that was two of the most favorite songs on her album to me was that. But I'm like, everything can't be a melancholy mood. You know, sometimes something got to be whatever. But it takes you listening to other people who've been there. You know,
right.
So yeah.
Well, cool, man. We're gonna wrap it up. I think that was a good overview of some different things. And
I got a quick question for you though, bro.
All right.
Maybe this is for the general public. Do y'all think it's right for somebody, and Chris, maybe you can chime in, do you think it's right for somebody to threaten you on a good paying gig and threaten to take you off the gig just because, you just tell a person that you're in the building and stuff like that? Do you think it's right for somebody to take you off of a gig and lord that over you,
I need more
context?
Yes.
It kind of happened to me last night. I was at Napoleon's and this cat was sitting at a table with me, and I already have these gigs on the book, and they threatened to take the gigs away from me just because, they were trying to hide out. And I was like, just like the public want to see this cat,
Well, man, sometimes what happens is, you ever watch South Park?
Yes.
Cartman.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you have to respect the cat's authority. Authority. So, if that cat got authority over you on some gigs, you gotta respect that. That's what I would say, man.
I'm gonna take you off some lucrative stuff.
I am, I'm not, nah, that was actually, me. I'm like, I try to tell, I was like, you're not really a part of the.
We told Dre,
you're not a part of the team until cats start really messing with you, man. So last night was a lot of fun, dude, because
I like
that was one of the longest. Dude, it was so long. We were just like, Joe cut the thing. He cut the thing a little early because it was like, why is this keep going and going and going and going? But man, I had the perfect incognito spot because
good one, bro.
I was up front, hiding in plain sight, as they say.
Yeah.
So you just like, hey, if anybody wants to talk to Chris,
Joe got
that was funny, man. That was good one. That was good. That was good. That was funny. That was funny. All right, y'all. Spirit of the Blues happening next Monday.
Yeah.
And please come, and if you can get a seat, because they're gonna be up in there. All right, we already know this. December 8th, we have the dissertation defense of Mr. Jackson here, and that is open to. That's interesting that's open to the public. Why is that open to the public? Is that like it's almost like going to court or something, like seeing somebody on trial? That's kind of brutal, man. I mean, I never really thought about. Is that like you think that's like a mind game, like a little mind game thing?
Well, I think that they're trying to prepare you for what you do in research is to present. So you're going to have people in the audience. So it's probably getting you used to that and fielding questions about your research too. So I think that's what they're trying to get you to be. Like when we get our students to do a concert, what are we really trying to get them to do? Learn how to program music, learn how to talk to people, learn to be in a professional environment. It's not really about their playing as much as it is, can they program a show? Can they do this? And so I think it's the same thing with that. It's like, they want to see if you can really account for in public the research you have done.
I like that. It makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Well,
with that
follow
being
everybody.
said, I would love to see people in there that I know rather than just my committee, and then I could feel more confident, you know. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will be back. I think next week we should be back.
Yeah, and Tracy, come out to the jam sessions, man, so we can hear you play some more, bro. You've been
Yeah,
gone
man.
too long.
Yeah, man.
Play some drums. This
Donna.
brother needs some breaks.
You know that's true. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
And we will see you all next week.